Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first day of 2026. At least that's when this is being recorded. So, um, I hope everybody's well. I don't know about you all, but I feel a shift. I felt it actually yesterday, energetic shift. So yeah, here to talk about, do another grid talk. This is going to be me reading my notes from another channeled message that I received from the original Earth Blueprint grid, uh, who is a sentient being. And I, the topic today is going to be your highest timeline and fear. A little bit about fear. As I mentioned in my previous grid talk video, supposedly I'm going to be doing live channelings at some point. So we'll see what that looks like. We're not there yet. So, um, yeah, so I'm just going to read what I've got here. I've got some comments to interject. And so, yep, I'll let you know when it's me, not the grid. So, okay, here we go. I would like to speak to you all today about your highest timeline and what that entails. Many of you are of the assumption that you must always be full of joy, gratitude, and staying in a high vibration. And I want to tell you today that this is indeed not correct. You can be on your highest timeline and still feel and experience periods of frustration, overwhelm, anger, and resentment. Experiencing these emotions is not an indicator that you are or have been dropped to a lower vibrational timeline. It is simply an indicator that you are still human and having human 3D experiences as you collectively transition to the 5D. Being on your highest timeline does not mean you're exempt from these human experiences as we make this transition together. This channel that you know is Claire knows this all too well, which is why she is sharing my message with you right now. So this is me and not the grid. So I was asked to share a little bit about my experience. So I, so for the most part, 2025 has been, pretty good. Nothing, nothing too crazy going on. And then December 1st, we had an injury in the family, and then another major one, two hospitalizations, about 3 weeks apart. And I mean, I tell you, 2025 was like, I am not going down without a fight. And so I have been on this, like everything in my life just shifted. Like I wouldn't say turned upside down, but it sure as hell turned sideways. And everything has shifted. And I have been overwhelmed and I have been frustrated and I have been angry and I have frequently checked in with my oversoul and the grid and asked, am I still on my highest timeline? And am I still on my highest timeline? Am I still on my highest timeline? And every time I ask, I got a yes, to my surprise. And eventually the grid was like, this is what I want you to talk about. I'm like, all right, well, that I can do. So, um, what I feel like really has helped and which also helped shift everything for me. And I don't, to be honest, if I hadn't been able to do this, I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to talk about this right now, Um, But I know what was key for me was being able to take a step back and take another step back and see the bigger picture about why all of this was happening and all these, like, yes, there's frustration and overwhelm and anger and all these emotions and these things that are going on. But down the road, long term, what is this shifting? What is this changing? And what is for the greatest good? And, you know, the immediate feeling and the immediate experience is not positive, but long term, bigger picture for the greatest good, absolutely. And I could see that. And I was able to, it kind of just took all that roller coaster of emotion out of it. And I was able to step back into what I spend a lot of time doing is being a neutral observer. Um, I can't really be an observer in this case, but I've been able to spend a lot more time in neutrality, which is what I strive for. Um, and yeah, so applying that, taking that step back, seeing that bigger picture, has been really key. Okay, so back to the grid. It is okay to experience what many of you would consider negative or low vibrational emotions. What is most important is that you don't live there or continue to cycle through those same emotions over and over again. So, when I received that message, what I thought of was also bad experiences, traumatic experiences, and how we can go back to, like, it's okay to remember this really shitty thing happened to me, or this was traumatizing, and to remember that those things happen. It's not about like erasing those memories from our minds and like they didn't happen, or bury them, or pretend, or ignore. It's okay to remember and to go back to those memories and be like, man, that really sucked. But then come back to the present moment and be like, but I'm not there now. I might still be recovering from it now, but I'm not living in that traumatic experience, that bad, terrible memory. I just remember that it happened and I'm not living there. I'm not stuck there. I'm not continuously cycling back into just a cycle of going back there over and over and over again. That's really important. It's okay to remember or to visit or experience those, negative, what we might think are negative or low vibrational emotions, or we label them that way. It's okay. Just don't live there. Don't keep cycling back there. Okay. I hope that makes sense. So, and then the second part, which I found very interesting, and yeah, okay. This is the grid. Be cautious of messages, especially within the spiritual community, that speak of ascension and highest timelines, but that carry an underlying tone of fear. Fear that you might not be doing enough. Fear that you might be dropped from the highest timeline and not be able to get back. Or fear that you won't make it to the 5D, the new earth, or the highest timeline, and you will be left behind. This underlying message of fear is not always intentional, and sometimes the message gets lost in the false need to influence social media algorithms. Notice how the message makes you feel when it's received. Are you filled with feelings of hope, curiosity, a lightness, or a resonance? Or are you left feeling confused, rushed, fearful, anxious, heavy, or a sinking feeling in your gut? Take note of how you feel, and if it doesn't feel right for you, Consider moving your attention to messages that are in alignment with you. Apply your discernment to everything, and it will become easier and easier to find what truly resonates and is for your highest and greatest good. So that is the end of the message from the grid. I think that is, yeah, I think I'm just going to refrain from commentary, honestly. I totally agree. And some of these, I really like that last part. And this, and I gotta say, people that I have been talking to, especially over the past few months, this is a real thing. People feeling like what I was just talking about, what the grid was just talking about. Um, Being left behind, not doing enough, not, you know, being dropped from the highest timeline. And I'm like, these messages should not be inducing a state of fear. They shouldn't. Um, and yeah, so that's the message. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So yeah, take what resonates, and yeah, I think that's it. So much love to you all. And yeah, let's do it. 2026, starting over a 1 year. Let's see what happens. All right, much love to you all. Take care.